Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the AMX 13105 AM Milli 50. It's the Tier 5 French SPG, and this one's located on north spawn of Malinovka and is being commanded by MCHammereD. Well, the AMX 13105 is actually based on the AMX 13 chassis. 429 of these Artys were produced, and 92 of them were exported to the Netherlands. Now, it's got a 10.5 centimeter howitzer. It's French, so it's fast. Well, it's based on a light tank chassis. The AMX 13 chassis is quite fast. And it's got a fairly good fire rate as well as a range. So for its tier, it's actually quite a decent little thing, but it certainly doesn't quite have the punch of its peers at the same level. Okay, T-37, the opposite side of the hill, round out. Oh, that's a good hit, 190 hit points. You dialed it in nicely. That's one of the things about the AMX 13105. You do need to dial in your aim. Now he's reloaded, round out. Oh, he got a hit! Now, what's next? AMX M8A1. That's a Tier 4 American tank destroyer. It's pulling away down the mountain, so he's going to have to lead the target round out. No, just slightly behind it. But there is a target up on the hill he can hit, but he's paying attention now to the cap area, because there's an A20 dashing across the cap. This is an encounter battle. Okay, he's trying to get over here, and I think actually he's coming after the Arty. He's trying to make a quick run, using the riverbank as a form of shield. Oh, almost got it there, but there's a Type 64 on the case, and he can see him, so he knows what's coming, and yes, he is going after the Arty. He's managed to get around into the Panzer Selbstverleger 4B, and he's also trying to attack the AMX 105. But that round goes in and takes him out. 98 hit points. Good strike. He gets the kill. MCHammereD gets the kill. So at least he's protected his teammates and his fellow Artys. But he's dialing in his aim again. He's got a 2.2 second flight time, and he's waiting for the aim to go in. He's got 12.1 seconds on the reload. This is a new Arty site which is available on Aslains. I'd highly recommend it because it does give you a lot of information in these boxes which you can then use to work out when your aim is going to be complete. Because it'll actually tell you when the aim is complete. Okay, it's fully aimed. 2.9 seconds to target. He's got 29 rounds of HE left, but there's no tank there at the moment. In fact, actually, we've lost sight of all enemy except for the Leopard, who's down by the lake. There he is. He's suddenly spotted again. We lost our Leopard. And he's dropped off the radar again, so we can't see him. But we can see a T-37 who's making a sneaky dash along the top of the hill. And he's actually being indicated to have a look in this corner by the Type 64. Now, that's a bit curious, is because I don't see any tank down there. Anyway, what we've got is a Rudy trying to make his way up the ramp near the lakeside. A KV-1S and a Panzer 38NA, and they've been already spotted on the hill. And of course that T-37 is getting closer and closer, and he doesn't seem to have spotted it yet. The Stug is going to spot it because he's going to see it face to face very, very shortly. And it looks like the T-37's going up the hill, but he gets a hit there on the KV-1S for 142. But now he's spotted the T-37 very, very late. And he's coming down the hill, and he's actually engaged the Stug 4 and he's heading in this direction. And his teammates in the other Artys are also fighting T-37. We've lost the Stug 4. So there's nothing now between that T-37 and MCHammereD. But it appears that he's actually going directly down the hill towards the looks. Has he been tracked? I think he might have been. And MCHammereD takes him out. 23 hit points. Gets a direct hit and kills him. So that's his second kill of the game. Scores are still fairly even, but they let that T-37 get rather close before taking him out. And we've lost the tank up on the hill. In fact, we're one tank down. There's the enemy Artys. Okay, we spotted the Griller. Unfortunately, we lost our Type 64, but he's dialing in the aim on the Griller. Round out. No. And the other Artys are firing in. I doubt that Griller will be there anymore, but he's waiting for the reload to complete. Round out. No. Still hasn't got it. And he's holding fire, hoping that somebody will spot it, but there's nobody over there that will spot. Oh, a tree went down just in front of us there. So something obviously knocked that tree down. Oh dear. And MCHammereD saying uninstall to the other members of his team. I don't think he really wants to discourage them so much, but there comes that Rudy, the one who's on the ramp, and he's managed to get off the ramp now, and MCHammereD fires around at him, but he's having to back away, and he knocked a tree down when he went there, and obviously that might actually tell the enemy Arty where he is. Now the AMX is very good at firing on the move, and you see he got a lovely hit there into the Rudy. It is, after all, a 10.5 centimeter howitzer. Ouch, took a big hit there, 205 hit points. But he fires the next round in and gets a beautiful hit to finish off the Rudy. And he's backing away in a way that will not be predictable to the enemy. And now he's moving forward to gain speed because he needs to relocate. And he's seeking the protection of his other teammates. And the one thing that this little Arty does have is a good turn of speed. After all, it is based on a light tank. But they're now at a disadvantage. They're 2 tanks down. It's 3 Artys and a medium tank versus 2 heavies, a tank destroyer, a light tank, and 2 Artys. So it's 4 against 6. Now their tank is a T-28, but I'm not sure he's quite an experienced player, so this could be very difficult. He's got 21 rounds of ammo left, standard HE, no premium at this level. And he's seeking the company of the other tanks. So the good thing about this is if you actually create an area where you're all grouped together, it makes it much more difficult for the enemy to attack without being spotted and then getting attacked from multiple directions by different tanks. It's almost like a redoubt, you might say. And somebody is in the cap. And there's one of the enemy right now. It's a Hetzer. Okay, he's trying to aim. Trying to get it onto the target. One of his teammates. Oh, he just killed it! He took out the Hetzer 1 round. Beautifully done. But there's somebody in the cap area. Somebody's going to have to go and have a look. And it should be the T-28 that goes to have a look. But he's going to take a shot at that rock. Nope, doesn't appear to be anyone there. The other Arty are firing in. But we've spotted another enemy tank. And this time it's the KV-1S. And he's also accompanied by KV-2. Fires around in, gets a hit on the KV-1S, 93 hit points. 172 left. But the T-28 got a hit. And they took out the KV-1S. It was actually the AMX 105 AM who killed him with a 10.5 centimeter howitzer round. And there's the KV-2. He's coming in. Now he's got a lot more hit points, so this is going to be more difficult because he's 100% health. Oh, that was a good hit. 118, 144 from one of the other Artys. Lining up another shot. Waiting for the reload to complete. He's getting closer and closer. Fires around in, gets another hit. 136 hit points. Everybody's firing at once. This is what I said earlier about if a tank tries to come in, they get hit from different directions all at once. And that one hit as well. 108 hit points. They're still capping. More damage to the KV-2. He's almost out. One more hit. Should be enough. And that kill shot. 17 hit points. It's now 3 on 3. 2 Artys versus and a light tank versus 3 Arties. So who's going to go in and reset the cap? Well, in theory, it should be MCHammereD, because the AMX 135 has got a faster Arty. It is an encounter battle, so it is going to take longer to cap out. But there is only one tank in there, and if he can get in there, he can get a reset. And at this level, he'll probably end up with, well, he will definitely end up with a defender if he can get a reset. Okay, he's moving. Off he goes. He's got a decent turn of speed. 60 kilometers an hour forwards, 14 backwards. Now his colleague in the AMX 105 AM is also going in. Now, I think actually he's going to hang back and watch as the AMX spots, and then he'll fire in onto the cap once he's worked out where that enemy is. And there's the Panzer 38 NA. He's gone stationary. Dials in, rounds out, kill shot! And that's a reset as well. And he's got the high caliber. That means he's picked up a defender medal. And he's picked up a top gun. That is absolutely fantastic. Now it's 2 Arties versus 3 Arties, or rather 3 against 2. So the advantage has now swung in their favour. The enemy is at a disadvantage. They did have 6 versus 4. Now it's 3 versus 2. And there's the enemy griller. Okay, so the other side of the lake. Now he's within range. It's a difficult shot because he's shooting over a ridge line. And no, both sides are having difficulty trying to hit each other. But that griller is going to be spotting what's in the cap. And that's the unfortunate thing, which means that the other RT on his team, a Sturmpanzer II, is going to be able to take shots at the cap based on what the griller can see. And the griller's going to come up to that tree. That's obvious, because he can't see whilst he's over the other side of the ridgeline. He has to come up to the tree. There he is. He's been spotted again. He actually went low. Rather than going right up to the edge and being spotted, he's gone low. And MCHammereD dials in his aim and takes him out. 48 hit points. And he should relocate now, because the Sturmpanzer will fire at the last known position. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that round landed directly behind him, so he did the right thing. Now, he should keep mobile, keep moving. The Sturmpanzer does not changes the direction of its targets very well, because it's got a very narrow arc of fire. So it makes it very much easier for him, for the enemy and for the targets, if they keep moving. Okay, so at the moment they cannot see the Sturmpanzer, and I don't think the Sturmpanzer can see them either. But if you keep moving, you see, it's very difficult for him to get a bead on them. The Sturmpanzer's been seen, he's behind. He's been seen by the Panzerselbstverteidiger 4B, the tank destroyer the Arty up on the hill, otherwise known as a cricket or grasshopper. He's trying to get his aim on it. Can't be seen now. They're 3 seconds away from capping out. 2, 1, and they've done it! They've capped out! So they turned what was almost a certain defeat into a victory. And largely thanks to MCHammereD for doing that. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Win 8 was over 4,300. Well, he got an ace tanker in the AMX 13105 AM Milli 50. That's an amazing achievement, because it's a very difficult Arty to master. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14. A defender medal for resetting the cap when the Panzer 38 NA was in the cap and had managed to get it over 70 cap points. He got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he got 7. But unfortunately, he lost the high caliber at the end. He didn't get the high caliber, and I think we'll find out why in a short while. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, this is why, because he managed to get 1,630 hit points of damage. And unfortunately, the T-37 on the enemy team managed to get 1,704. So that's why he didn't get the high caliber, because he was snatched away from him by the T-37. He managed to get 7 kills in total, which is higher than all the others. And when it came to base XP, again, he was highest with 1012. He fired 27 rounds during that battle, got 11 direct hits, 11 penetration and 5 splash. Damage of 1,630 hit points, of which 649 were at more than 300 meters. So a lot of his killing was at close range. In fact, obviously the killing on the KV-1S and the KV-2 was a very close range. He received 1 hit, 1 penetration. That was from the T-37, I seem to recall, as well. From the Rudy. It was from the Rudy, I seem to recall. But he damaged 9 of the enemy and killed 7 of them. He also did damage assistance of 317 hit points, and he managed to get 92 defense points and 50 capture points as well. So he was really working those caps. On a premium account, he earned 35,534 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he still had 29,122. He received 1,518 experience points, and it was ×2 for the first victory of the day, so he took away 3,036 altogether. So yes, it was a victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, this was pretty amazing game, to be honest. I really thought that they were going to lose because they were outnumbered and outclassed. I mean, the enemy had 2 very heavy tanks, and if they both attacked simultaneously, I don't think there's any way that they would have survived. But the T-28 managed to do enough damage so that MCHammereD could take out those heavy tanks, and he did it very, very well as well. And it's difficult to aim on the AMX 13105, and he did it very, very nicely indeed, especially when they were at close range. So congratulations, MCHammereD. I really enjoyed that battle because it was a oh my god moment. How could they win? But they did. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.